freewheeling cavalcade of circular motion, thus defined by the octagon table of double-wide mental introspection and dedicated utilitarian outward thinking in defense of zero content. Translation: we ain't got nothing. Hey folks, Dude here, coming to an iteration of Dude After Dark, and it's going to be one of those occasions where I'm pretty much kind of, well, also like hearing myself, just to see how things sound and see if I can improve the, verbose overtures of me being, well, me. Could I possibly be anything but me? No, I don't think there's any other way around it other than simply just being, well, me. Okay. Sound guy. No, that's not me. Okay. That is distinctly, distinctly not me. Okay. That is just really, no, that is not me. Okay. Not at all. So looking at things as it is, of course, we're looking at the news stories, and obviously we do need a palate cleanser. I mean, you look at some of the stuff going on nowadays, and these guys really are just like, oh, everything's gone to hell in a handbasket. Whoa. Push that aside. MAC, appreciate you hanging out with me tonight. Good stuff like that there. You guys hanging out with me in the room. You guys hanging out with me in the world at large. I do truly appreciate the content, appreciation on your part, and, we're just going to keep doing stuff along the lines, and
I've fallen and I can't get up.
No, sound guy. No, that's not the situation. Okay. Martina Sasquatch, Abrams, appreciate you coming by, dude. Hi, dude. Can't stay long. I'm on 11 days leave from Dome Depot, and I'm going to have some snake bite shots and play dunk pool. Okay. Well, yeah, you're definitely gonna have to catch up on your, downtime. Snake bites. Oh, snake bite. Isn't that like Yukon Jack or something? Yeah, I remember hearing about that stuff years ago. I've never really been like a fan of it, but it is like it's a huge Canadian adult beverage, shall we say, and it's something that pretty much they're really into, and good stuff like that there. So if you're going to be doing stuff like that and imbibing upon those things, do be sure to drink appropriately. Yeah, Yukon Jack and lime syrup. Okay, that would be a snake bite. Does it really help you with snake bite? I don't know. Canada's pretty, well, they call it the Great White North for a reason. I'm thinking pretty much the snake's like cruising along. All of a sudden, winter hit, and he just goes, and he's stack. Patriot Fever, appreciate you coming on by, sir. Good stuff like that there. So looking at things as it is, speaking of things out in the hinterlands, Johnny Cochran, appreciate you hanging out, man. Looking at things in the hinterlands, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but, well, there's a very large animal in the woods, and it's not afraid to transit itself to other locales. Yeah, coming from AmmoLand.com, we're going to be talking about dun, 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 grizzly bears. Yeah, because if you want to talk about something that's just going to be a nasty little... No, sound. Bear. Bears don't meow, okay? No. That is going to be a, yeah, something more like that, okay? Yeah, it's definitely one of those, okay? So anyway, looking at things as it is, we're talking about, of course, now the grizzly bears are encroaching in other areas. And if you know anything about grizzly bears, Curious Entertainment, they do purr, though. I don't know. I'm not going to go up to a grizzly bear and start scritching it, trying to make it go, I'm so happy. Thank you. Oh, Marcy, it's Sasquatch, the San Francisco Bears may. Yes, that's not the right kind of bear, okay? No, that's not the bear I want to deal with, all right? That is not the right kind of bear, okay? George Takai might be into those kind of bears. Not me. Oh my. Wrong bear. All right, so anyway, this is coming from AmmoLand.com. Like I said, incidents of defense against bears occur in the United States. A common position of the bear apologists is to claim, quote, The bears were here first, end quote, as if somehow the bear has the moral authority over humans. A group that promotes the expansion of grizzly bear populations makes this claim in a more sophisticated way. From conservative conservation NW.org, quote, grizzly bears have coexisted with people in North Cascades ecosystem from when first people arrived in North America. Possibly, okay? But it's not been a case of like you're dealing with the things, everybody's happy, everything is going to be wonderful, and, you're going to have a good old time with them because, yeah, you would just wind up wasted. Um, So the grizzly bear is a relative newcomer to most of North America. The bears came from Asia to Alaska about 60,000 years ago because of the glaciers over most of Canada. They did not make it to the lower 48 states until about 10 to 15,000 years ago. And this is quoted from NIH.gov. In North America, the brown bear has a limited history appearing in eastern Beringia only 50 to 70,000 years ago and spreading into the contiguous United States about 13,000 years ago. Humans, as we have learned, have been in North America for about 23,000 years and likely up to 32,000 years. A convincing article was published on October 1, 2021 from nps.gov. How long have humans been living in the Tularusa Basin? Latest research from the White Sands confirmed the first time humans may have been living in North America was at least 23,000 years ago. Many thousands of years older than previously thought. This research also confirms people are living with the Ice Age megafauna much longer than previously known. Another article published in June of 2020 from Nature.com, the latest discoveries published on 2022 June in Nature, questions the consensus. Since 2012, a team led by Cyprian Artelene at the Autonomous University of Zacatecas in Mexico has been excavating Chilcohulte Cave, which is really a hard word, at 2,740 meters above sea level. So roughly almost 7,000 feet above, or close to 7,000 feet above sea level. In the country's Stelio Mountains. The researchers found almost 2,000 stone tools, 239 which were embedded in layers of gravel. It might have been carbon dated between 25,000 to 32,000 years ago. However, no grizzly bear fossils have been found in lower 48 states older than 15,500 years. Most are younger. One fossil from near Edmonton, Canada was dated from about 26,000 years ago, so the science of that fossil appears to be fairly good, but it is only one example that was found near Edmonton, not the lower 48 states. Black bears have inhabited North America long before grizzly bears were relatively recent migrants. Black bears are far less dangerous to humans. As a matter of fact, if you're going to encounter any bear in the woods, you want to go in this order: black bear, or brown bear, black bear, grizzly. Grizzlies are almost extinct in some instances simply because the grizzly goes, person, let's go. Let's go, man. Let's throw down. And the grizzly bear immediately goes, I'm on the defensive. I'm the aggressor. No, I'm not on the offensive. I'm just going to try to eat you. To the point where you actually literally have to kill the bear to stop the bear attack. Grizzlies, how do you say it without saying it? Grizzlies, well, they go in the woods and, they just, no, sound guy, no. Grizzly bears don't go in there and go quack, okay? They don't do that either. Stop. Grizzly bears don't do that either, okay? Grizzly bears just go in the woods and, how do I say this without saying this? They are just,
You dick.
yeah, okay. Grizzly bears are the
Dick.
in the forest, right? They are just the big brown
Dick.
That might not have come out right. Okay, but grizzly bears are the big brown
Dick.
sound guy. That's not the word I'm looking for. Okay, they're in the woods. Okay, and they're just the. I stopped them that time. They're not that. Okay. They're just big, mean omnivores that really, truly are just the upper level predator. Not too many other land animals are going to be able to take them on, if at all, because they're just the
dick.
Man, you are just stuck on that sound bite. Okay. Anyway, so sound guy, truly, you and I need to have a little discussion here because I think right now you don't understand the full premise of things that should be described in other manners, and you don't even know what to call me correctly.
You dick.
This is Okay, this is the kind of stuff I have to live with behind the scenes that you guys don't see. But sound guy, I have something for you. This is my favorite sound effect for sound guy.
Uh-oh, retard alert. Retard alert, class.
Yeah. Okay, because normally when you're encountering a grizzly bear, the grizzly bear just looks at you and goes, "Rah!" Yeah, and that's just it.
Dick.
Right. Well, I don't know if they go,
Dick.
I think it more be like,
Dick.
yeah, it's more like that. It's more like that. You were nailing that time. Martina Sasquatch. Black bears charge, grizzlies stand up and make noise and are more likely to take a 44 Magnum hit to get a running round in the dirt. No, 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 no. Blacks and browns are way less aggressive than a grizzly. A grizzly is literally just, well, hit 'em, sound guy. They are the
Dick.
in the forest, literally. There's no other way around it other than simply just, you're going to be duking it out with them because, well, that's just how they are. Oh yeah, that'd be cool, man. Han Solo's laser blaster. Sorry about the mess. I'm sure you are, Greedo. Curious Entertainment. I've heard bear spray is potentially more effective than a gun. Dude, I don't know. I mean, you're basically hosing them down, and you're hoping that, well, the bear's just gonna go. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're really hoping the bear's just gonna. Yeah, you turn him off on wanting to eat you because he's now just looking at you and saying, "You're just I know, no, he's not Joe Kaka, but that's Kaka I don't want to mess with. Okay, uh, bears are well, they're just one of those things that are just really just gonna just take you down, and well, that's just what they do because you're considered a food source. Anyway, only humans can manage bear populations. Man has determined how many bears are optimum number. And most of the time, you're encountering a large bear population, they tend to spiral out of control and go, "Oh, let's go and check something out," and we'll just simply use this as our ready food source. As a matter of fact, it's gotten to the point where blacks, browns, grizzlies, they're really smart animals. I mean, they're not just like walking up and going, "Argh," they actually have some nuance to them, and they actually have some ability to skull things out. It's gotten so bad that they actually have to keep changing the lock setups on the trash cans in like Yellowstone and other major parks because the bears are like, oh, that's it, boop. Or they'll sit in the woods and they'll watch a person open them and go, that's how you do it because the garbage is just delish. So they've actually gotten some designs. I've seen some of them are actually kind of really cool where physically, the only way to really get it open is literally using a human mechanism style of hand where you literally have to like walk your hand into a little letterbox thing and like kind of like reach in, grab a handle, and kind of like ka-chink. But there's something that the bear just goes. The bear literally just doesn't fit. So that's the only way that happens on that one, and the bear literally can't open the thing, and he doesn't get the yummies. Read like um, old trash and garbage because that's just the tastiest thing ever. And that's literally what bears love. I mean, we look at it and it's just but for bears, it's just yeah, it's just that stuff that's just amazing. We don't see it like that because well, we we just don't think along those lines. Anyway, so looking at things as it is, let's see, scrolling. Oh, speaking of another particularly disgusting little, yeah. The only thing I could say to him is, I got this one, sound guy. The only thing I could say to him is simply something along the lines like this.
You asshole.
Yeah, that. Uh, Fauci was funding research into and I got to be really careful how I say this, okay? So we're talking about the monkey How do I say this without saying this? I would put a pox on him. But literally it's going to be something else differently. How do I say this without saying this? Um, I got it. I would say it probably something like this. He is funding research into the newest little affliction that we seem to be talking about, not the Chinese Communist covert viral infection, but we're talking about the monkey pops. Sounds like Mr. Monkey was a little backed up there. Ugh. Okay. That was a hefty one. Okay. That was one that didn't sound like Mr. Monkey was having a good time of things. Oh man, I don't even know what the heck that to think about that one. But anyway, so look at this things as it is. It's now come out that well, of all things, um, well, we have Fauci was funding research into monkey pops cures before the viral infection, uh, Chinese Communist viral infection, the global outbreak. Now, from what I understand, there's been very scant course operations of this thing. It's been kind of really mild. I mean, it's not been like everywhere and kind of really hosing us or anything. It's been actually very very mild in all aspects of which you could say possibly it's taking place. Uh, Simian skin, curious entertainment. Simian skin eruptions sounds gross, but simian zits. Oh man. Anyway, so Anthony Fauci, National Institutes of Health, was funding research to begin treatment into monkey pops shortly before the covert. No, it's not really a covert viral infection. Okay, I guess it could be a covert viral infection was spreading in the global outbreak. Fauci's agency, NIH, or National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, which is NIAID, previously came under scrutiny for funding Chinese Communist covert viral infection research at the Wuhan Institute of Virology, which many public health experts and intelligence officials believe to be the source of the Chinese Communist covert viral infection. Anyway, let's see here. There's way too many autoplay pop-ups on this stupid website. Basically, his thing was also funded research and potential cures for, well, it's actually a long play on this one, but I do think it's actually funny. Okay, so potential cures for, you know what I'm gonna have to do? I'm gonna have to take that and I'm gonna have to snip it down and make it just basically like, you start the sound bite, it just goes, yeah, just one pop. That should be more than sufficient. Just one pop. And you get the okay, so potential cures for shortly before the viral disease was spreading into the global outbreak, curious timing of the NIAID grant comes amidst pharmaceutical grants such as Pfizer and Johnson & Johnson making record level profits due to the Chinese Communist covert viral infection planned dem ick. And I say planned dem ick. The grant supports a quote randomized placebo-controlled trial of safety and efficacy of a tegoviromat for treatment of patients with, well, they might be afflicted with. The funding supports the clinical trial, identify effective treatments for viral disease, explains the summary of the research, which, despite beginning in September 2020, why that long ago, has not generated any publicity despite the available studies, papers, or patients. The similarity between and other things, coupled with concerns with the potential to various, and potential bioterrorism agent, has placed treatments at the forefront of public health and scientific research agendas in many countries, adds the grant summary. I think right now I'm more worried about anything about just, kind of, oh, yeah, that's really what I'm worried about. Fauci just, National Institutes of Health grant database shows $9,824,009 was sent to Leidos, Leidos, biomedical research with partners with the NIH National Cancer Institute to operate Frederick National Laboratory for Cancer Research in 2021. Okay, if they're doing cancer research, why in the world are they jacking with why are they messing with that? The grant, which is set to conclude on September 27, 2025, was distributed by Lori Dodd, who serves as the mathematical statistician in the biostatistics research branch of the NIAID. Man, could you get a more ostentatiously, ridiculously overboard title as the mathematics statistician in the biostatics research branch of the NIAID? That just rolls right off the tongue, doesn't it? Dodd was previously exposed for involvement in the NIAID efforts to cover up the agency reportedly altering the endpoint in trial testing for the effects of remdesivir against the Chinese Communist covert viral infection to make it look more effective. The grant follows the National Pulse, unearthing the Wuhan Institute of Virology recent research assembling strains of to be able to conduct PCR tests. On that note, I think it's all basically just, yeah, that's really what I think it is. Anyway, so back out of this one, he's sketch as usual. Okay, there's nothing really unique about the guy other than he's doing usual stuff. I really need to get a good copy of the was it Terra Blinky or something like that. The song from the Tetris. I need to get something like that so I can predispose myself to announcing about no, sound guy, no, stop with the monkey pops. I'm going to be talking about nobody other than Vladimir Putin. And it seems his health is getting progressively worse amid rumors he may have cancer. Now, it's been stated in like other stories that I'd heard before that he had quote unquote blood cancer. Well, that's leukemia, folks. That's, Hodgkin's, non-Hodgkin's. Pick one. You could be going either way on that one. It's not good stuff. Could be leukemia, could be, other yummies, shall we say. And it can be stated as simply as that, the dude might actually have the crud. It could be stated, though, very, very clearly, though, every time you see him, he's looking more bloated. He's looking more unhealthy. There was one where he attended church, and of course, the Russian Orthodox Church it's like this whole high muckety muck type of church procedure and whatnot. And he was just sitting there, just vibrating. I mean, there is no other way to describe it. He was literally just like vibrating, constantly twitching, constantly picking on things and trying to distract people from just not being able to stand still. And I forget who the doctor source was, but the guy was watching that video and he's like, you know what? That looks like onset Alzheimer's to me, man. So he's got other things going on. His health is he's not a young guy anymore. I mean, he's in his 60s and he's not a young guy anymore. So potentially he's got other stuff going on. And who knows? I mean, it's now rumors, but anytime that the Russians have something come out that they don't really want to come out, somebody dies associated with the news story. So it's not like dude is basically like going to go, oh yeah, well, he had this happen to him, and I'll tell you all the things about it because you need to know all the stuff. And yeah, it's pretty easy. What? Oh, that's Orange. Hi, Orange. It's pretty easy to say that, well, you talk about somebody running things in Russia and you're going down, dude. You're just Twang. Yeah, you're just done. Okay. Um, I mean, also, it's just how it is. I mean, these guys really have a long history of just, well, if you're going to get really down and dirty about it, the Russians have a really, really long history of just poisoning the crap out of each other and doing unscrupulous things to remove a leader from power, kind of that whole et tu Brutus thing. And they really don't do nice. Patriot Fever, maybe Putin will be saved by some Soviet doc. Yeah, that's groundbreaking technology there. If I was that sick, I would not go to the Russian doctors. I'd be going to the Israeli doctors. Those guys would be the ones who would fix you up because the Russian doctors are just going to go.
Sarakana.
Yes.
Tactical reload.
You
Okay. It could be said that, well, you're going down, dude. Anyway, so yeah, it could be said that, well, he's not in the best of health. Potentially one of the oligarchs are going to, I'll drum up enough support. I'll get somebody who really, really just, he'll take the hit and no, not quack. Okay, it is not. It's not quack. It'd be just basically like, new guy running things, okay? Because he's been in control for the longest time. Logan, appreciate you coming by, brother. Yeah, I mean, Putin's been running things in Russia for the longest time, and he ain't the best of states right now. This one does tickle me, folks. This one goes back to the whole thing about mask up, protect yourself, this, that, and the other thing. Unless you're doing a BLM gathering, then you don't have to worry about the Chinese communist covert viral infection. Oh, no, you're perfectly safe. Just simply hang out with all these other guys and everything is fine because you will not ever have to worry about anything with the you don't even have to go out and get and the sound effect is the 44 Magnum shot. You don't have to worry about getting the no, I missed a spot. Yeah, you don't have to worry about getting one of those. But this one tickles me, folks. This one really tickles me. This is gonna be like the George Takei mixing it up with the monkey pops. My word. WHO, also known as the World Health Organization, says, quote unquote, it's important that Pride celebrations do not change over yeah, they don't change over concerns. I'm probably just I'm gonna have to cut that down and make it a different soundbite because I'm the one driving it, not sound guy right now. World Health Organization says that people should not change their plans to attend Pride celebrations over outbreaks. The leading theory for the reason was a rapid spread of the bougies is sex between men at 2 raves in Europe, spreading around the yeah, I think may have been like hearing like the monkey sounds and all you're hearing is the monkey sounds, but there may have been something else going on there, and I don't know if I really want to get into it, but it may have been a little bit of yeah, there may have been a little bit of that going on there in the gay raves. Probably could be said that they were doing probably a little bit more than that, and you got to really watch out for those times where you get together with people you don't know, and oh no. Okay, somebody was having a good time in the big time tonight. It's important people want to go out and celebrate gay pride, LGBTQ plus pride to continue to go out and plan to do so. Andy Seal, a strategies advisor to the WHO Department of Global HIV, Hepatitis, and Sexually Transmitted Infectious Programs, and that's the British spelling with two M's, said during a press briefing on Monday, according to The Hill. Translation, just go out and just have a blast. Dude, I got bad news for you. Everybody basically exposing themselves like that are going to be an equal chance of obtaining something. And you've already proven out that, guys getting together like that and doing that kind of activity really is not the safest thing to do. So you saying, go out and have a good old time. Hey, ho, we'll be here all week. Yeah. Quote, there's no specific transmission route that we need to be worried about, Seal said. It really is connected to the fact there's been a couple of events that perhaps amplified the current outbreak. Oh, so let's see. Only gay, bisexual, and trans and all these other XYZ PDQ letter guys really are the only ones who truly have to worry about dealing with the really have to worry about dealing with anything to deal with. Yeah, I think of those guys go in the room and
Put that thing back where it came from, or so help me.
yeah, yeah. I'm not even going to talk about that one, okay? But let's just say when those guys show up, oh, yeah, things happen. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of yeah, there may be some of that. Anyway, I just find it interesting that they justify behavior by some groups of people are different than other groups of people. And if those other groups of people, of which they consider to be a group of people that they kind of side with, everything's just completely ducky. Have a blast, go out and do whatever. You never have to worry about anything at all. But Joe Average, oh, look out for monkey. Whee! Yeah, monkey. Yeah, monkey. Yeah, that stuff. Anyway, this one, I was running the crap out of Truth Press, but this one gladdens my heart definitely. We got to talk about, of all people, Liz Cheney.
You're despicable.
Yeah, her. Also known as Rhino at Large, and just if you're gonna have anybody that's gonna really truly side with the Democrats about any piece of stupid legislation, it's gonna be Mitt Romney, Liz Cheney, and there's a couple other, really charitably pieces of just yeah, that they just ugh. All right. Well, you basically have her going in there. I'm going to go for re-election. Well, everybody's looking at you. Including the Cylons. So everybody's looking at her right now, and she is 30 points behind the endorsed Harriet Hageman in the West Virginia Wyoming GOP primary. Now, the thing about it is the other person that's running against her was endorsed by no other than Donald Trump. But she sunk 30 points behind Donald Trump endorsed Harriet Hageman in the Wyoming GOP primary, a Club for Growth poll found on Thursday. Hageman's garnered 56%, where Cheney only has 26%, 30% difference. Poll was conducted with 400 likely Republican primary voters in Wyoming from May 24-25. Margin of error is 4.9%. That's still a lot more than what she was counting on. January straw poll revealed Hageman has a commanding lead over Cheney. The poll conducted by the Wyoming Republican State Central Committee via secret ballots showed Hagman won 59 votes and Cheney 6. A 53-point victory by Hagman. New polling data after Donald Trump announced he would hold a rally for Hagman on Saturday on 4 p.m. in Casper, Wyoming. Trump and Hagman are joined the rally by Representative Annie Biggs he's a Republican from Arizona, Matt Gaetz from Florida, Lauren Boebert from Colorado, House Minority Kevin McCarthy from California, and Representative Elise Stefanik from New York and Jim Jordan from Ohio will also make video appearances. Trump's appearance in Wyoming likely to give Hagman an extra booster against Cheney, who's allied herself with House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. January 6th committee and reportedly orchestrated unprecedented GOP sabotage by generating a Republican hit piece in the Washington Post. Translation, she's been the guy gunning for Trump since time and eternal and Christ was a cadet. She needs to go. She needs to go. I don't know if you guys heard about this one or not. This one is going to be interesting, and I don't really have the right sound effect. So I'm just going to have to go with what I got, okay? Okay, we're just gonna have to go with this one. Okay, this one is wrong, very, very wrong. Okay, but Taco Bell, yeah, Taco Bell just lost big time. The Supreme Court just won big time against Taco Bell, and I'm saying the Supreme Court won because they decided unanimously against a fast food franchisee. Here's what happened. The court's rolling out a number of rulings. Americans wait for several significant rulings to come out. But anyway, from SCOTUS blog, the Supreme Court on Monday unanimously ruled against the fast food franchise owner in a procedural dispute over whether a wage theft lawsuit belongs in federal court or in arbitration. Now, here's the dirty little secret about most companies. They want you to go to arbitration simply because when you go to arbitration, it's easy to juggle things. You don't have the lawyers showing up so much. Things are quick. It's easy. Bada bing, bada bang, bada boom. So anyway, the way, shape, and form is you see these things happening and you don't really get the public notice about it because it's arbitration. Everybody signs an NDA, non-disclosure agreement. So it's behind closed doors. The company almost always wins big time. And the person that actually was the person going, I've been hosed by the company, doesn't get their legal proper accreditation of I've been seen by a jury of my peers, and also I haven't been represented correctly, because most of the time they say, oh, yeah, well, you're doing arbitration, you can't show up with a lawyer, or it'll be null and void. Now, anyway, so let's go back into this and you'll see what I'm saying here. When a plaintiff is subject to arbitration agreement, files a lawsuit in court, the defendant usually seeks to move the case to arbitration without delay. But this case was unusual. The owner of the particular Taco Bell was called Sundance. Sundance waited for 8 months. So while waiting for 8 months, they basically were screwing with this guy, going, we'll just wait him out. He'll run out of money and he'll find something else to do. So the district court concluded that Sundance had waived its right to arbitrate because its actions had prejudiced Morgan, but the United States Court of Appeals for the Eighth Circuit disagreed. On Monday, the justices reversed the Eighth Circuit. Kagan wrote that the FAA does not authorize, quote, special arbitration preferring procedural rules, end quote, like the Eighth Circuit created. The Supreme Court ruled 9-0 against the Taco Bell franchise owner. The owner, a company known as Sundance, delayed arbitration with a former employee. The employee was suing the company, claiming they were violating federal wage and hour laws. But the company tried to get out of going to court because she'd signed an arbitration agreement. Many companies require employees or customers to sign an arbitration agreement to avoid going to court. Duh, they do it behind the closed doors. Nobody knows what happened. But the company delayed going to arbitration for 8 months. The Supreme Court ruled the company could not drag out this process and expect them out a winner while doing it. If the companies were allowed to do this, they would take advantage of employees and customers. They would refuse to go to court, but never take the person to arbitration. That would cause a loophole for the companies to get out of being held accountable for bad practices or even violations of the law. The Supreme Court ruled unanimously, companies can't do this. This is a ruling win for workers, consumers, and everyday Americans. So That's literally the game they play. Oh, we'll just take it to arbitration. You've signed off on this NDA, so it can't become public. And then they don't have the arbitration. They basically give this guy a long walk and talk, and our lawyers are still doing research, and we're doing an investigation and a discovery, and we're this, that, the other thing, and jerk, jerk, pull, pull. We're not going to do it. Anyway, Kira said inventory lead, possible grain, wheat, and corn shortage. China's preparing to invade Taiwan. Who knew world order? Old Vladdy pushing the button. U.S. military possibly running out of all AT weapons. There's a lot in there that really is kind of squishy right now. The corn, wheat, and grain shortage obviously is from the Ukraine. We grow a lot of our own stuff, man. That's really not the huge problem here. Also, the other thing too is also you're talking about bringing stuff basically, across the pond, a good distance across the pond. Mexico grows a lot of stuff for us, and they're just down the street. So I'm not really too terrible worried about that. The biggest thing right now we really truly have to worry about is the kind of games they're playing. And I actually do have some more information here that's kind of like the sick stuff that they're doing here. But I'll get into it in just a second here. So, Kira said, hang on for 1 second here. I'll get into that in 1 sec. Another interesting thing, and this one being a very, very strongly utilized person, but a 7-term congressman was backed by Joe Kaka, is getting ousted in the primary. So, 7-term U.S. Rep Kurt Schrader, a centrist, he's not a centrist, but he's backed by Joe Kaka, endorsed by President Joe Kaka, has been ousted in a Democrat primary in Oregon by progressive challenger Jamie McLeod Skinner after results were delayed more than a week by ballot printing issues. A vote count in the state's 5th congressional district was slowed because tens of thousands of ballots were printed with blurry barcodes, making it unreadable by the vote counting machines. Workers in Clackamas County, the state's 3rd largest county, had to transfer votes by hand to fresh ballots so they could be tallied. That process continued Friday for other races to be called. But here's the thing, man. Joe Kaka is backing these guys, and it's not working out. I mean, if you're going to hook your wagon to him, is not going to be the way to go, because right off the bat, it's going to be a losing thing for you to say, I'm going to hitch my wagon to him. Patriot Fever, yes, the fertilizer has been a huge shortage coming out of Ukraine. I think it's usually potash. I think is usually the fertilizer that they're speaking of. There's other fertilizers that you can use, and not quite as efficient. I think potash is like a nitrogen holder or nitrogen bearer for some crops that actually need that. But, Joe Kaka is not doing so good backing his guys. And speaking of Joe Kaka, he claims that the Second Amendment was never absolute. Okay, I just have to say one thing to you right off the bat, man. I just have to say one thing. All you got to do is just simply have to read the Second Amendment. A well-regulated militia being necessary to a free state, or being necessary of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Okay, you want to talk modern interpretations, they screw with it, they jerk it around, pull, tug, all the rest of that fun stuff. A well-regulated militia. Back in those days, well-regulated meant basically people armed up with similar weapons as their military to become an effective militia. Who is the militia? Anybody of age 17 to 70. Being necessary to the security of a free state. Now, they're saying there is you have to be able to defend the homeland from all enemies, foreign, abroad, and domestic. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. That's it, black and white. Not, you got to be 21 to buy this. Or you got to this, that, and the other thing. Or there's too many shots in that, blah, blah, blah. Or this thing makes too loud a bang. Or this looks too quiet. Or this looks like that. Right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. If the Republicans back down on this thing and they put any kind of new gun laws in place, they're done. They're done. I guarantee you, they are done. Everybody's going to look around. They're going to go, look, I've spent my hard-won dollars to get the XYZ I currently have in my closet to protect everything I got. I'm not just giving up because some dickhead in D.C. goes, oh, wow, that thing looks scary. I don't want you to have it anymore. People bought it. It's theirs. That's their personal property. They're not just going to give it up just because the government says, well, we don't like those anymore. You got those under the wire, and we're not allowing that anymore. Not happening, dude. Not happening. And for Joe Kaka to say something idiotic like, oh, he literally said that the Second Amendment was never absolute. I'll tell you something that is absolute, Joe Kaka. Your 4 years are going to be the only 4 years you ever serve as president. And in fact, you might get out just a bit earlier. Stand by on that one. Your time is coming due. Now, here's something that really, truly just completely disgusts me, and I just recently heard about this. Why is the U.S. military rationing meals? They have a $770 billion budget. What is going on? This is coming in from the Gateway Pundit, and supposedly what's going on now is Memorial Week received information that men and women on the U.S. aircraft carrier, the USS Harry Truman, are receiving food rations. Translation: they are only getting 2 meals per day. I don't know why this is going on, but the Harry Truman is not at war. It's not in harm's way. It is in the Mediterranean Sea near the conflict of Ukraine, but it is not in the Black Sea. Why is this going on now? Tell you what I'd be doing if I was one of those Navy guys. I'd be throwing a fishing line off the back of that thing. I'd be reeling me in some fish. But Truman carries approximately 5,000 personnel on board, and it's the centerpiece of the Truman Carrier Strike Group. Recently, numerous sailors above the Truman have claimed food on the ship has been rationed to 2 meals a day, with a single scoop of rice and vegetables each, plus 1 piece of meat. This is startling considering the United States has just requested a $770.3 billion budget for fiscal year 2023, and the Congress has just passed a bill to send $40 billion to Ukraine in the form of military, economic, and food aid. Where is this money going? Who's making a call for ration meals for our soldiers? Well, it's just the love and respect they got from the Biden-Obama administration. It appears this is punishment, but for what? Why are our soldiers being treated this way? Is this just another effort to destroy the U.S. military? First, Biden enforced vaccinations, now food rations. What's going on? It begs one to question whether D.A.D. and Congress is investing the taxpayer money if they're not giving it to the troops who are not currently deployed in harm's way or in an area where logistical constraints are being rationed due to scarcity of food. Why is this going on? Yeah, pass that around, people. Why are they only feeding our guys on our boats twice a day? Why? They're still doing the same battle rattle. They're still doing the same kind of the workload. There's nothing different. Why are they being played around like this? That is inherently blanking wrong all the way around. It is just wrong. Let's see what else we got going on here. Hang on 1 second here. Let me just do this on the tablet as opposed to the home computer, because I don't want things to sketch up and basically have all kinds of weirdness going on. Because sometimes it gets weird. Because the thing about it is, it kind of sucks. Is really it could be said that YouTube is a resource hog of the highest order, and they ask a lot of your stuff. So anyway, in the process of doing that, I will justifiably snoop around a little bit more. I'm actually going to have to do it on a computer here. Just give me 1 second here. Of course, Yahoo's saying their usual, stupid stuff. I don't know if you guys heard about this one or not, but supposedly Sussman was found innocent. But now it's coming out that people are very much considering something is really sketch, and people are looking for an acquittal to be appealed. They're saying that there actually was people that had issues, like the jurors really pretty much had issues. They really truly shouldn't have been those guys on board because something was sketch. It could be said those guys really truly shouldn't have been the guys in the jury pool. And you just look at where the jury was actually taking place. They're beholden to take care of their buddies. Oh no, there couldn't possibly be guilty of XYZ because he's being charged by the Republicans. We have to find him not guilty. We need jury nullification. Thor's hammer. We'll fix this. We'll fix this grave injustice that's being placed upon him. So obviously, Durham's pissed. He worked his ass off. He made it very methodical. He really, truly worked, both sides of the equation. He was the guy doing it. And potentially there should have been no way in the world that dude should have walked on that one. It was pretty much very, very easily stated. But let's see. What did he say? Durham himself said, quote, while we have disappointed in the outcome, we respect the jury's decision. We thank them for their service. I also want to recognize and thank the investigators and prosecution team for their dedicated efforts in seeking truth and justice for this case. Okay, it is not over. And the thing about it is I don't know why you have this protection thing going on that is only for the certain somebodies only in DC. Yeah. Yeah. There's sketch stuff there, man. There's really, really sketch stuff. I don't know if you guys heard about this one or not, but supposedly Nancy Pelosi's husband, the guy that basically got busted for DUI, he's got a history. That's right. Paul Pelosi killed his older brother in a 1957 car crash. Bet you didn't hear about that one. Pelosi's husband killed the older brother when he flipped a sports car in California 65 years before he was arrested over the weekend and charged with drunk driving. So he was 16 driving a car near San Mateo in the early hours of February 22, 1957. His brother, 19, was likely strangled by a neck brace he had been wearing due to a previous neck fracture, according to the San Francisco Examiner. Paul had suffered a broken collarbone in the wreck, called for help after breaking free from the car, and said older brother urged him to slow down moments before the crash. Quote, this is a bad stretch. Better slow down, David said it told his brother. Paul told the authorities he tried to shift gears to slow down, but lost control of the vehicle. The vehicle veered across the road, bounced back from a small embankment, climbed 20 feet up another, spun around and somersaulted simultaneously, and ended up upside down on the shoulder with both youths underneath. The older brother was pronounced dead after he arrived at Mills Memorial Hospital in San Mateo. The brother said he'd been out on a joyride by the time Paul had picked up David from the girlfriend's house. Patrolman said he planned to cite Paul for misdemeanor manslaughter, but the case never made it to court, and the then teen was exonerated by the coroner's jury. I've always said this. The most legal way to kill anybody nowadays is in a car. Patrolman said the details of the fatal wreck emerged from the wake of Paul's arrest following his alleged drunken crash in Napa Valley on Saturday night. Okay, this is not inconsistent stuff. Paul, now 82, was driving home alone from a dinner party when he crashed, his lawyer told Fox News. His lawyer said Paul had stopped at an intersection before turning on the state Route 29 when his 2021 Porsche was hit in the back fender by a Jeep. Yeah, Paul has been married to the House Speaker since 1963, was charged with one count of driving under influence and another for driving with blood alcohol content of 0.08 or higher. Both charges of misdemeanors. He was released on a $5,000 bond. Paul's spokesman did not immediately respond to the post office for comment. When asked about the fatal crash, Pelosi's office referred to the post for Paul's spokesman. I was talking with Mrs. One of my friends earlier about this, and it is amazing the high arrogance that these guys have when they reach a certain plateau of strata of rich guy. Okay, I'm too rich to go, oh, I need an Uber ride. Boop. They won't do that. What they'll normally do, just give you 1 second here, just gotta see what's going on. They'll normally go, oh, I'm above that. And they'll go, it's beneath me to just wait around for an Uber ride, and my assistant will take too long. I don't want to be seen like that. I will simply just drive myself. Never mind the fact the guy has 3 sheets to the wind and should never, ever be operating a vehicle under that status. And obviously, Paul pulled out in front of the Jeep, got tagged, and wrecked out. He misjudged, which is common when you're drinking and really common when you're drinking and driving at night. Distance judgment and all that stuff becomes really kind of collateral and tertiary, and you really, truly don't do so good a job at it. And that's obviously what happened. He pulled out in front of the Jeep, got ripped, and the other guy was just like, oh, snap, here's a Porsche splat. Picture from the room says Pelosi's husband got a DUI. Well, I'm surprised he hasn't had other charges that pretty much got walked and talked because, the speaker probably made a few phone calls and was like, hey, that's my husband. Could you XYZ PDQ that number and, just lose the paperwork? That's not untoward. Obviously, he's operating in California. Obviously, she represents California. Obviously, she could really make things hard for the local constabulary if she decides to. They probably thought it smart to simply just lose the paperwork and potentially, dude got a little, don't worry about it. We'll take care of things. We'll see you at the next dinner party. And obviously, there's the police commissioner going, yeah, problem solved. No problem. Yeah. I tend to think that obviously he's done this before. When you reach that certain level of, just very well-to-do rich guy, you kind of think that you're like, untouchable. You're just not ever going to see these things happen in any way, shape, or form. And I bet you what's going to happen is he's probably going to start going to AA, quote unquote. He'll start, quote unquote, air quotes. He'll start going to AA, quote unquote. He'll take a driving safety course, quote unquote. He'll do other, things in terms of serving the community, and he'll go into court, and the judge will go, "Oh, okay, you obviously done this, that, and the other thing. Oh, this is a first. This is a first encounter that we've seen where you have a driving while intoxicated. So, sir, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a fine. You've been doing community service. I'm going to give you 40 hours of community service. You pay for the damages on the other guy's car, and you get." You get kicked free with something in your jacket to say, "We got you. You were a naughty boy, but you acted like a good naughty boy. So we're not going to punish you any further. You've served the community well, and we're going to kick you loose." I think that's literally what's going to happen. It's complete total balderdash because you and I would get, we'd get, how do I say this without saying this? Oh, yeah, we would probably just get the, and we would not get
Death! Why, snoo snoo!
Oh, there would be absolutely no
Snoo snoo!
no snoo at all. It would be
Death! Why?
you know it, brother. All right, so look at the things on long and short. Of course, we had to get that delivered squeak in there. Sound guy, why do you always have to do the ding? Oh, Pedro Fever says, I bet he had a 9 mil in the glove box. But he would be sanctioned because, being Pelosi's husband, he would have to have something as powerful as a 9mm that'll blow your lungs out. Joe Kaka, you are an ill-informed, old, doddering jackass. You have no idea what end of the tube the round comes out, and a 9mm would not blow somebody's lungs out. To blow somebody's lungs out, you would probably need something on the order of probably like a 40mm grenade, because even a 50 caliber BMG just punches holes. It doesn't blow people's lungs out there. You, sir, are an idiot. But yeah, Pedro Fever, the massively feared, almost unbelievably powerful 9mm. A 22 hits you, the bullet stays in your lungs so he can save you, but a 9mm blows your blood. If these Republicans, mark my words, if these Republicans put any gun control in place, they are done. Done. I think potentially what's going on now is they're making a big show in the House to go, oh, yeah, we're going to have an age 21 buying limit for all firearms. We're going to have a magazine ban and blah, 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 blah. Jackasses, you could ban it all you want to. There's more of them out there than you're ever going to shake a stick at, and more than you're ever going to find. Oh, Patriot Fever. The only thing worse is the holy hand grenade of Antioch. Yes. Yeah. Sire, here is the holy hand grenade of Antioch. Ah. Yes. And the count shall be 3, nay, further than 3. The count shall never be to 4. 5. 5 is right out. 3 shall be the number. I shall blow them to smitty little bits. the killer rabbit. That was just way too funny. Yeah. That's when Monty Python was just fun. All right, folks, I'm going to break up this one. Appreciate your kind time spent with me today. Got me a place to go, and you decided to hang out with me, and I truly, 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 truly do appreciate your kind attentions. And I guess it's time for me to roll on out. You get a gold star for attendance, and you guys hung out with me today, and I truly appreciate your kind attentions. You had many other places to go, but you hung out with me on Tuesday. Good stuff like that there, and I appreciate your kind time spent with me. Good stuff like that there. I'll catch you guys next week, and eat good, keep tendering as always. You know you love it, and I will see you then. See you guys. Finish.